Hello, good morning. It is High Priestess Jamila. Hello. Here to talk to y'all about some stuff. If you guys have not inquired yet about my monthly vigil, visit my website and get at least a 30-minute reading, at least. And if you're having issues with men, or women, but mainly men. I'm here to talk to you about males today and why males don't want you to prosper. Why males are constantly in competition with you. What's going on with them. Why they don't want you to prosper. That's what I want to talk to y'all about on this beautiful Tuesday morning. So, there's all sorts of different reasons. Um, some of them, you know what, a majority of men are under possession of the Bible and patriarchy. Hey, Lady Eve, good morning. A lot of them are under possession of the demons of patriarchy from that Bible. They are. And, it seems that they're constantly in competition. They, they're scared. A lot of them are scared. A lot of them are insecure. Men are in competition with you because they are weak and paranoid. They're narcissistic. Talk about a delusion of grandeur. Some of them are gay, and some of them are gay misogynists, especially the ones that are on the DL. They just hate women. They've had to repress a lot of the, anger and the hatred that they feel for their mama. Um, and they feel that it goes against the Bible for them to actually, face the anger that they have towards their mama. Because their mama done did something. Okay. And it's, you notice that they are in competition with you on everything. Like you could do nails. All of a sudden they do nails. Yeah, yeah, Lady Eve. It's ridiculous. It is. It is ridiculous. um, hold on. Hold on, yeah. Hold on, y'all. Wow. Wow. Anyway, if you're having this issue, I'm gonna tell you that the way that I have survived for years, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not interested in men like that. If it's a man that has respect, if it's a man that is not insecure, especially if it's a romantic interest of yours. Somebody that is a romantic interest, you would think that it's the same thing that I say about narcissistic parents. You would think that narcissistic parents would want you to be successful in life. You would think that, right? It would make sense because your success and your personal drive would mean that they obviously did a good job. That's not how narcissistic people think. With narcissistic people, it's all about control. Okay? It's all about control. So the way that we're going to deal with it this year is by doing those black candle vigils. This is a underdeveloped, unevolved male that feels that he needs to compete with you. I'm a witch, I'm a witch and a healer. And I've had males competing with me on here feverishly, and I'm a little confused as to why, because most of them are afraid of the etheric realm, and most of them don't even know how to get there. Because if they did, they would already know better than doing some of the things that they do. Okay. A lot of men would have enough sense to not mess with a woman like that. You shouldn't do that. But they still do it. They can't stop. It's pathological with them. Um, yeah, it is. It's ridiculous. And if you're a male on here and you're competing against me spiritually, then you don't need to be messing around with stuff like this. Because it's not about competition. They can't really handle what's going on. And for some reason, they seriously or my goodness, y'all, none of it makes any sense. They just don't want you to prosper. So I don't have a lot of time on here, guys, because I will be back in a little bit to show you guys a money spell. But the way we're going to deal with it is them black candle vigils this year. Okay. As a woman, you have the right to do what you want to do. For some reason, these men are, what is wrong with them? Possessed or crazy? Or, you'd have to be crazy. Okay. And you don't want to let their possession be your downfall because they're under possession. They are. And it's scary. It is. It can be very intimidating out there for a lot of women, or very intimidated by males who are like that. But I wouldn't be intimidated by him. For what? You already have the upper hand because you know that he's under possession. And as sad as it is when you see them walking around like zombies, walking around like complete idiots, under mind control, they don't want to listen. Half of them don't like women. Okay, half of them hate women. You don't have to kill them, go to jail. You ain't got to do stuff like that. Just go ahead and do the Black Candle Vigil. If you guys want to know about that, you guys can contact me. Hold on a minute, y'all. And especially if it's like if it's a man that you're not getting along with, or like your ex or something like that, for some reason you've done something to them even though you've done nothing. Don't let their paranoia and their, because they all got a little bit of the crazies. A lot of these men have the crazies. They've lost it. They really have. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like for example, when they try to tell you that you're evil for doing anything that you're doing. I've had men judge me for being a witch while doing some of the most horrible things to people. Horrible. It's like they have tunnel vision, or they see too much in black and white. They want to, and then some of them feel as though they're proving their manhood, even though we know that it's real bitchy. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, what is wrong with you? And then they may even be under the possession of some kind of female spirit or whatever, that may be jealous of you. And I'm sorry, that's not love. That's not love. Like, I swore men off years ago. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I swore them off years ago because I noticed that they do things like stalk you at work. You can feel it coming in through spirit where they're doing certain things to you. And instead of asking why, and instead of getting mad at the world, just just do the Black Candle Vigil. That's the only thing you can do. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. And my trust levels have went down all the way when it comes to men, because they are capable of way too much, especially the ones that think that we need them to validate us. They are totally stuck on the wrong stuff, and it just doesn't make any sense. And you can't speak to them about it because they're very irrational. And you can't say to them, I don't have a problem with you. Why are you doing this? It's just, it's, if it's an unevolved man that can't let go, he can't stop. And some of them will, they don't even have to be practitioners. Men, that's the reason why women practice the way that we do, because men don't even have to be practitioners. They don't have to practice. Okay, but I can tell you that witchcraft trumps their patriarchy. Mhm. Witchcraft trumps their Bible magic. It does. It trumps it completely. And it's all about control. I wouldn't want to be in the poorhouse because of a man wanting control. You know, a lot of them have a hard time understanding reality from fiction. And I think it's disgusting. And I think that if it's a man that's doing stuff like that, it's time for you to stop on January the 4th. Okay. And a lot of them think it's cute. It's not cute. I haven't, if it's one way to get on my bad side as a man, and that is to mess with me and try to interfere with me at all. Okay. Like I said, many of them have different reasons, but most of them that fit that MO, most men that fit that MO, um, they are, it is a mental illness. It is. They're mentally ill, trust me. Because they have this entitlement thing. They feel that the word success should only apply to men. And I wouldn't care. A lot of y'all, that's why you notice how a lot of them began to attack single mothers. If you were a single mother, they just didn't give a damn about you. Knowing it was evil, knowing it was evil, what they're doing is evil. Well, now you do know how evil you've been. Okay. Mm, that's the wrong one. Yeah. So, for whatever reason, why they're doing what they're doing, who cares? The whole point, the devil is in the details. I wouldn't go through trying to understand why they're doing the things that they're doing. Just do something about it. Oh Lord. Okay, hold on, y'all, because I'm kind of running up and down the steps. I've had more problems with men on here, and simply because they feel that no matter what, no matter what, you're a woman and you should be underneath them. You should make less money than them, you know? That's why you can't be in a sexual relationship with men like that. Men like that feel that way about women, it's probably because it really ain't about how they was raised. It's about men without common sense. Because if you're a man and you come for my money, I can be quite evil. I lose all sense and sensibility. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's something going on in the world. They're possessed. You would think that male family members would, for some reason, men have limited beliefs. They have a limited view of the world too. So, for example, it was that the immigrants was taking their jobs and stuff, and now they want to say that the women are taking jobs. there a lot of them are on YouTube, and they're here to get donations from people. That's what they're here for. But what I do is totally different. And if you tell them, hey, stop harassing me, stop doing that, it makes no sense financially, especially, I'm sorry, especially these black men out here, but they've had a few white men peppered in there with them, salted in there with them. They have. And for some reason, it's all about messing with you. And see, for some reason, they think you lonely and they think you need them. Nobody wants a man that causes destitution in their life. As a woman, I don't want to have to worry about nothing. And so they think if you making more money than them, that automatically lessens them, and it doesn't. But see, they think very irrationally. It's irrational to think that way. Okay. So that's why I think that you definitely, spiritual work has been my potion for it, not just because I'm a spiritualist. If I were working a regular job, I would have to do the same thing. Because when you go work these jobs with these men, they're constantly plotting against you. Okay. They are. They want to put you in their what's the word that I'm looking for? They want to put you in their rapture. They have God complexes and stuff. Real messed up in the head. And you don't want to, you first of all, don't you, I bet not ever hear no woman say, well, that's just the way the world is, and I'm just gonna do what a man tell me to do. I'm not gonna choose my prosperity over a man. Well, who's making you make that choice, sis? Who exactly is facilitating you having to choose between prospering and him? Why would he even do that? It doesn't make any sense, does it? So make sure that y'all join my Black Candle Vigil. We're going to have a Black Candle going on. Everybody, if you got a male that's doing it, if you got a female that's doing it, because you got females out here that are like that too. Okay. I don't know what kind of woman would hate on another woman, but whatever. Okay. A very jealous, hateful woman. But men in particular. Okay. In fact, there are a lot of women that just for their safety and their protection, they just turn lesbian. Don't nobody want, don't, don't nobody want to be broke. Don't nobody want to struggle. Don't nobody want to be sick. Don't nobody want to go through all of that. Okay. Nobody wants to go through that. So a lot of y'all right now, you're working with a bunch of men, especially if you're a woman that's in a higher position than they are. They mad and they angry. They think that your position belongs to them. Okay. Even though you did all the work, and it's just the reality of it. It's just the reality of dealing with some men. Okay. Why do y'all think men kill women? Women are out there getting killed every single day. It's just the reality of it. Okay. A lot of them are ornery, they under possession, they crazy, they half sleep. Especially our black men. Oh my goodness gracious. This is one of the reasons why black men have consistently been disempowered, and if they are given any position of power, it's typically taken away from them. Uh, and it is because of this kind of stuff, because it just doesn't make any sense. Um, it really doesn't. And I've been dealing with men like this for years. I've been dealing with men like this for years. And it ain't stopped my flow unless they fooled me. If they fool you, then they can stop your flow. If they fool you, if you become fooled by them at all, okay? And for me, the only ones that I trust is my sons. I don't trust men outside of my sons at all. I don't. I don't trust their intents half the time. Especially a man that doesn't have much to give to you, or he's competing against you. I don't understand why they haven't learned that lesson yet. It's like they've got to go through it over and over and over again for them to learn that lesson. First of all, there's no woman that's going to be broke for you. There's no woman that's going to be broke in for you. Why would somebody do that for anybody? I don't care how cute you are. You can be cute as a button. If you are trying to hinder me in any way, then then you're gonna get that work. Okay, it just is. It's just the reality of it. Okay, so don't be fooled by them. They think that they're doing something special. They think that they're doing what God told them to do. Okay, and they're not. They ain't even close to have. They're not even close to being a divine masculine at all, because God would not tell you to do that. Now, they would describe me as being somebody who has the Jezebel spirit. In my opinion, I believe that they're the ones that has the Jezebel spirit in them, because they're so irrational. Okay. As long as you don't impede on me or encroach on me in any kind of way, I'm happy. As soon as you start to trying to impede on me, that is when I turn into a witch. It's not Jezebel spirit. What the hell is that? Especially the ones that are misogynist, y'all. Y'all really gotta, for some reason they won't. And it's because of they scared. Y'all, I have given birth 4 times. Each time I have given birth, I have trusted in God. God has consistently provided jobs and resources for me. When my grandbaby was born, God provided extra for me through my business. When my grandbaby was coming into the world, it just seemed like God provided extra, more than what, just a lot, because I spent a lot on my grandbaby when she was born. They're different. Men are very different. You know, they can't handle responsibility. They can't. It's very burdening to them. And it's like, well, calm down. It's gonna be okay. You try to let them know that calm down, is gonna be okay. And many of them are so far removed from God and nature. They are. So that's why we're doing that Black Candle Vigil. It's only 150 per month, because they gonna act a fool this year, and they're gonna do it very covertly. Okay. A lot of these men, if they could get away with it, when they break up with you, they just blow your head off and just get away with it. They used to do women like that. There was a dark time in history where men would actually do women like that. They would actually do us like that. Look at how they treat animals. Look at how they've taught us how to treat animals. I have a female cat. She's not spaded, or do they call that neutered? She's not. I think they call it spaded. I'm not gonna get her fixed yet. I'm gonna let her have a couple of litters. I want her to breed with a calico cat. I'm gonna be looking for a calico that my cat can breed a couple of times with. So, um, and then of course I'm going to rehome the kittens. They don't even like female breeded animals because they can have babies, and that's too much burden. It's too much burden. If you can give birth and reproduce, it's too much burden. They are distinguishing of women every single day. They're possessed. Most of us women are sleeping with the enemy. Most of us. Unfortunately, they're our enemy. Until they can prove otherwise and show some respect, then that is what they are. And you got to pay attention to the covert male, the covert misogynist. Okay. And I don't care who you are, what race you are, as a woman, when you start to go through struggle, you're going to become disinterested in sex altogether. You just like, I don't, what sex for what? I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable with this situation. And see, they might as well just go on and go and be with them women that live with their mama and stuff like that, because it just doesn't make any sense. But why don't you go and do something easier then? They want your living expenses to be as less as possible because they're limited. They can't think outside of 100 people. It's a whole world out there that they just ignore. The universe is very abundant. The economy is very abundant. The economy is not bad. The economy is not bad right now. It's not. It's men. A lot of y'all wondering, why am I being demoted on my job? Why am I making less money than these men sitting up here? And it makes you want to hate men, but you can't hate them because they are useful for something. They are. If they would be useful instead of a hindrance, they would be happier. And they don't understand that when you make the women unhappy, you're going to be unhappy. But see, happiness is not a virtue for men. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. But let me take that back, because Mars is a very powerful planet that can help you as a woman. Do they have the right to do what they're doing? No, they don't. Every last one of them will learn a lesson. Trust me. It ain't nothing they can do about it. And I'm the type of woman to where if you try to hinder me from supporting my children, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel anything for you. You're actually trying to hinder me from taking care of my children. Okay. So here's what you do. When you join the vigil, we'll have a list of your enemies, male and female. We'll write them down. Okay. The main ones. And then we'll put your incantation in Latin, because Latin confuses the patriarchal spirit. It does. It confuses it completely. for some reason. So that's why it's written in Latin. And then you just live your life. Don't even worry about it. It may even be good for them too. Okay, keep that spirit off of them. Any man that is around you, keep that negative spirit off of you. Because for some reason, it's a trophy for some of them, especially the trifling ones. There's a lot of trifling ones out there, to where they feel as though, leave, especially if they leave you. They want to feel like it makes them feel more powerful to leave you in shambles. That's why they go crazy. They go nuts over child support. You would think that they wouldn't have a problem with coming up with $300 per month to pay child support, but it's a problem for them. They have an issue with it because they feel like it's a woman telling them what to do. They completely bypass the fact that, well, maybe it's a good thing for you to take care of your children. And you got women, of course, that are desperate, that will go along with their plight because they're desperate. They don't realize that those desperate women are a hindrance. Desperate women like that go along with patriarchy and misogyny, these women don't have no power at all. They don't have no healing power. And those types of women will create death and destruction in their lives. Why do y'all think the world is so messed up? The world is so messed up because of so many women that are messed up. Okay, women are the key. And they don't understand that when you do that to the woman, you're inviting demons into the world. You're inviting them in. Women have an open gateway to the etheric realm. This is the reason why in the medical industry, they started to remove women's uteruses. Oh, you got cancer in your uterus. We got to remove it. That's a gateway for spirits. The uterus is. See, they just try to look at it as body parts. You know what I'm saying? No, they are messed up. So do something about it. Join my vigil. It's available on the website. It's going to be worth it. A lot of you guys are going to need it. A lot of y'all are wrapped up in this New Year stuff. They're going to be all over the place. Them and their weak female scared agents who are scared. Okay. So the vigil is not only going to protect you, but it's going to ward off their evil, and it's going to reverse and just automatically send it back to them. Gone. And see, they get scared when you send back their intent, because their intent is to destroy your life. That's their intent. Okay. So then maybe they shouldn't have that intent. You would think that they would think, I'm not going to do that because that's wrong. And so don't worry about them being cursed, because a curse is helpful. A curse is helpful, especially a man that doesn't feel like a man. That's one of the reasons why I don't have men laying around my house that I'm taking care of, because they're really not happy. Men that are being taken care of by a woman are really not happy. Okay. You get, as a woman, it's your responsibility to kick off in a man's butt and get him into gear. Even your sons, even if you let your sons lay up around you too long. Okay. Even if you let them lay up around you for too long. Okay, they'll start to get resentful towards you, especially if their father isn't around. Now, you may not be able to help whether or not their father is around. So then that's when you have to go. A lot of them have to have like these ghost daddies, these spirit daddies. Okay. And the spirit daddy is earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And you can help them out. Okay. It's kind of difficult for us to be selective, India, because it's a majority of them that are like that. Really, the whole key to men is that if you're going to have them in your life, you got to have a dominating spirit over them. And if they can't change their ways, then you do have to let them go. Because then that's when they begin to create too much, because they're insecure. A lot of men are just naturally insecure like that. Okay. Yeah, well, I feel like as a woman, you have to do what you have to do. I don't even think love wouldn't create that insecurity. It's just ignorance. It is, and it's demonic possession. And then also if you in if you in these third party dealings, then a lot of the times, it'll be just like competing with a woman. His the third party that you're being entangled with is competing against you. And he's mad at you for some strange reason. Either you cheated on him or you did something to him when in reality he's doing it to himself. You know? Yeah, that's true. I don't think you necessarily have to give up on love. I just think you have to tell these men what to do. And with women, that's why I never, ever, ever suggest that a woman be with a man without having him under some kind of love domination. I used to didn't think that way, but I realized that men see love as a weakness. They do. They see love as a weakness, which is stupid. Love is their greatest strength. But who has time to sit around and wait for them to realize that? They've been ruined everything for you. And then 10 years later, they realize, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. In the meantime, you need to remain unaffected, untouched by their intent, because they'll wake up and realize it eventually. Okay. Hey, Trinity. They'll wake up and realize it eventually. Okay. But in the meantime, many of you guys have plans in life, and a lot of the stuff that you want as a woman, that they either refuse to provide because they've created some kind of casting system. For some reason, the Black community absorbed everything that was wrong with society. And then I'm going to tell y'all the secret to Black males, what their issue is. They look at everything that came in through white male domination as something good. They want to be the white male. So that's why they are going through this series of suffrage. A lot of Black women are the suffragettes. They done passed the torches to them. That Black men shouldn't have absorbed that energy. But they feel that that's what makes them a man because they ain't figured out what makes them a man at all. They haven't figured that out. What has been the Black man's greatest strength is his love. And he's given that up to go for that crap. And we all know where they're going to end up. Okay. We all know where they're going to end up with that. And I'm not saying that they're going to die, but they're going to end up realizing that they should have never did that. Okay. Especially these ones that are trying to be a hindrance of you taking care of yourself, and they themselves cannot take care of you. As a woman, you have the power to take care of yourself. They don't want you to know that, which is why they try to use me as the poster child. Okay, they know I'm successful, so what do? They go and they do disgusting male patriarchy stuff to where they try to use uh you know sex against us. Oh, I had sex with you. That means that you're weaker. Huh? Make it make sense to me. They are. They are, but not all of them. But you're right about that, Lady Eve. You're right. Either that, and it's because they are trying to be somebody that they're not. And then for some reason, somebody done convinced them that the other side is better. Somebody has convinced them, these death agents has convinced them somehow that if they die, they go to a better place. You don't go to a better place. You come right back here to learn the lesson again. You come right back here. That's not what happens. Okay, they think that when you die, they done made up in their mind that when you die, that the gates open and they go to some other world that's better than this one. But that's not how it works. You got to fix this world first, and they messed up this world a lot. Men have, okay, and the confused women that go along that do that. Okay, they feel like it's a better world on the other side, and that it's some kind of perfect reality that exists, but it doesn't. Actually, this world that we live in, this earth right here, this reality that we are in could be perfect or almost perfect if they would stop. But they can't, they don't understand that. So that's why they just don't care. They figured if they die, and they gonna go to a better place. That's not what happens. You just come back to be recycled. You just come back. Okay. Right. They looking at everyone else but themselves. Yeah. Yep. But see, they're also confused about God because they think that what they read in the Bible is God's word. The Bible is a book of spells and prophecies, but those prophecies have already been done. It doesn't just keep repeating itself. The Bible is very outdated. The Holy Bible is outdated, but men keep taking us through this past life regression. We should have moved on from the Bible at least 1,000 years ago. Okay, they're not ready for that. They think I'm just the devil by saying that. Well, call me the devil if you want. Call me Satan. That's just the reality of it. So, um, and I'm gonna be offering also. Y'all know my Lakshmi rituals. If you guys prefer to work with Clonic, or if you just, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's what's happening. Is a lot of these men and they do use the authoritative energies of that masculinity, but there's nothing masculine about that. They need to be emasculated. They do, because what they consider to be masculine energy is not. It's toxic. It's very toxic. Them trying to bind you. You wake up in the morning and you just feel binded and stuffed up, and you just so, and it's sad, but it's the truth. I personally enjoy my prosperity feels better than a man. A man, if he is creating poverty in my life, he's trash. I don't like that energy. I don't. I don't like that energy. And for some reason, they get upset. Well, why do y'all think that the Black community has been like a lot of areas of the Black community has been impoverished for so long? You see how hard they work. They just go on and on and on. You try to let them know, hey, this is not a good thing for you to do. You're dealing with a witch. You're dealing with witchcraft. You're going to lose. They don't want to listen. Witchcraft trumps all of it. No matter what they try to do, they can't get away from it. Even if they practice witchcraft, okay, they have to respect the woman. And think about it. Why do they do stuff like that? I'm going to tell you it's because of spiritual ignorance. Okay. So anyway, I do have openings available today, of course. I have openings. Usually I'm booked up weeks in advance. We'll get back to that. So, because there's going to be an energy shift. We actually had a new moon on the 2nd. I didn't make a big deal about it because whenever I make a big deal about the new moon, they get to doing their male rituals and stuff. So I didn't make a big deal about it. I just kind of didn't say anything. Okay. They're constantly watching what we're doing when they should be watching each other. They should be watching themselves. They should be looking in the mirror. They should be looking at what they're doing. Why would you do that? Oh, because you're a woman. I want you to be up underneath me. Well, why should I be up underneath you? Who said that was my job, sir? And they hate it when you start your own business because in the workforce, men usually make more money than women. They do. They usually make more money than women in the workforce because they set it up that way. And they set up these rules to where you got to go to college to get the higher paying jobs. But the person that discovered that, and then patriarchy affects men too. But the people that discovered that a lot of that was BS was women because women were getting college degrees, but they couldn't get decent jobs. They were working at McDonald's. Okay. So, it just is what it is. I'd rather be, if in this lifetime, if I cannot find a man that has respect for women, that shares my vision, that is not trying to work against me, I'd rather be alone than to be living in poverty and struggling, always worrying and sad and stressed out and anxiety, can't sleep. I'd rather be alone. And a lot of men, they can't accept that because they want us to want to be accepted by them so bad. Okay. I wouldn't let anything that they do make me feel insecure either. Don't let nothing that they do make you feel it. That's why y'all got to get under that black candle. So the black candle vigil, you get a weekly black 7-day candle for as long as it takes. It's not going to kill them. It's going to kill their ego. That male ego needs to die so that so we can live in a better world. Okay. But what it'll do is it will ward off their energy. It will block their intent so that it can't manifest. They can talk stuff all they want, but it doesn't mean that it has to touch you. It's no different when you think about warding off a person's intent or either their spoken curses on you. They can say it or not, but if they do say it, the intent won't touch you. So just because they're saying it means nothing. I've had a group of males that for some reason, since I moved into my house by myself, it's been a game of, can we get her thrown out of her house? It's sick. It's sick. But unfortunately, you're staring in the face of the wickedness of patriarchy and the senselessness of it all. Okay. So it's no different from them being in a courtroom with a judge and them spouting something that sounds something convincing, but the judge ain't gonna go for it. Okay. Why I always get sick around low energy people? Because it's got something to do with their heart chakra. It's got something to do with their heart chakra. It does. And the energy that they put out is very toxic. So that's why you get sick, because they're toxic. Okay, and they also may have bad spirits on them too. Okay, I can sense bad spirits on people. Whenever I sense it, I start getting anxiety. Those spirits and entities of intranquility and fear. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it does. That's why you need cleanses. You gotta have the cleanses every once in a while, but you won't need them as often if you're being vigilant about it. And unfortunately, we have to be vigilantes because they're trying to systematically screw us, systematically through the system, by putting women automatically up underneath them. They try to put you out. Oh, you're a woman. You shouldn't make more money than me. You're a woman. You should have less. That's called I'm ignorant. A person should earn what their potential is. They should earn what their goals are, not what you think they should be. So sometimes their thought processes, and they're thinking about it all the time. While they're doing that, in the meantime, they screwing up their own life. You know, most women, here's the problem with it, Lady E. Most women are more emotionally attached to their money and wealth than they are a man. No woman wants to sit and make love to a man under a bridge. That doesn't mean that it's love. Oh, baby, I'll be with you under a bridge if I have to. I love you. Now, why should they have to? Why should women have to live out in the streets where ain't no bathtub or no showers available for you? That's not love. Okay, so a lot of them, unless you're taking care of them, and it makes no sense. It's senseless because there's so many ways of making money. These men, they have decided that that when they every single time women make advances, men start to try to move the goalposts. Well, they not running nothing. In reality, men have to understand that you're not running anything. You are not going to create poverty in the lives of these women. You are not going to create hunger and sickness in the lives of these women. You're not going to do it, especially when there's witches around. That's why they tried to play that game. Oh, well, you a witch, and we gonna go on a witch hunt. Well, you the one that looks stupid and foolish. You look foolish doing that. They don't want to listen. It's not about competing with them. It's about making it. It's about obtaining your goals. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with getting what you want out of life? And if they have daughters, would they want a man to do that to their daughters? No, they wouldn't. You wouldn't want a man to do that to your child. So why would you do that to somebody else's child? And some of y'all daddies is like that. Daddy don't want you to prosper. Okay. So and it is what it is. Okay. So y'all can get at me. You don't have to have an hour reading. You can schedule a 30-minute reading, but there's a lot of them that are like that, especially the ones that you see chasing women around and doing all that stuff. Why can't you find something else better to do with your time? If you're not a man that is supporting a woman then you're an enemy. If you're trying to impede on her in any way, you're an enemy. And a lot of our brothers, the reason what's wrong with them is that they look at themselves as being lower than the white man. Why, I don't know. That's why most of the Black community is suffering, because for some reason they're stuck on this racism thing. They can't think outside of that box at all. Okay, so y'all can get at me with that, and the visuals are going to be good. You're going to notice that you are less stressed. You're going to notice that you have less bad spirits on you. You're going to be able to think clearer. A lot of that mental fog that they cause, a lot of those blocks that they put up are going to be moved away from you. And they don't, listen, you don't have to be dealing with a male witch to need a visual candle against them. Okay. So they don't have to be practicing witchcraft. Even though there's a lot of men that will go to witches to try to go against you, especially your exes. They are horrible with that. Okay, even if they create the situation that makes you have to leave them, they are still horrible about not wanting you to prosper without them. It's sick. Okay, it's sick. So make sure that y'all get in for those readings, and I will see y'all. I'll see y'all in a little bit, because I'm gonna show y'all money, a very effective money spell that y'all can do. Okay. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Have a wonderful day. Love and light.